This video is about Enjoy the Journey Life and their RV park nightmare. I'll go over what happened and how they are using it to their advantage.
This is BlindViews, and that's the way I see it.
Enjoy the Journey Life decided that since there was a pandemic, they would find an RV park and settle in. They chose a small private park in Florida. The park was not only small and private, but it was managed by an HOA. That's right, a homeowners association. Boy, was that a big mistake. In this park, the spots are actually owned by people, not the HOA. The owners have their spots and often don't spend the entire year there, so they rent them out. Now, Enjoy the Journey Life stay started off without a hitch. In the beginning, they had some plumbing issues. They called a plumber to fix the issue. However, the homeowners association decided that they would take care of the issue themselves.
Yay!
Now, thinking this was nice of them, Enjoy the Journey Life took some gift certificates for some wine to the board as a thank you gift. This information will come in handy later. Now, their son lives in the area, and during the coronavirus, he lost his job, so he had some time to come and visit. On the lots are small sheds. Now, these sheds are not the typical shed you would think of with, like tools and lawnmowers and shit like that. These sheds are outfitted with beds, air conditioners, washers and dryers, and even a refrigerator. This was the first point of contention.
So my son lives here in Destin, and because of the pandemic, his job closed down, and so he was out of work. So we have this little shed thing out here. It's like a little apartment, a little studio, and so he wanted to stay with us and hang out with us. So we're like, great. Because it's traveling as much as we do. When we get to see family, we want to spend time with family.
The Homeowners Association board said that guests were not allowed during the pandemic. Well, family, however, is not considered guests. Family is permitted to stay as long as they would like. The son's car was also an issue. Even though there were 4 guest parking spaces that were not being used, the board did not like the son parking his car there. Enjoy the Journey Life remedied this situation by calling the owner of their lot and getting permission from another owner of a different lot for him to park his car there. They thought these steps, along with the fact that it was family and not a guest, all would be good once again. This was not the case.
No.
Now, the spaces behind the RV spots are considered common areas. One issue the board had was that their RV hung over the common area by a few feet. Enjoy the Journey Life hooked up and moved their big old fifth wheel ahead just a little bit in hopes that once again, this would appease the board.
In the back of the RV lot that we're at right now, but you see the space we got right here. Normally you'd be able to utilize all the space. This is like a common area right here, so it's a little bizarre. You can actually have neighbors and people come back here, which is a little unsettling when it happens. I need to move up, so I'm gonna have to disconnect everything and hook up the RV to the truck and pull forward.
Members of the board then started to mill around the common area behind the RV spot. This went on all hours of the day, early in the morning and into the evening. The board stated that the shed did not meet code to be lived in. It was a problem that the son was staying there. Even though all the spots had sheds and other people had weekend guests, they didn't care. Well, in my opinion, if there's a bed and a washer and a dryer and a refrigerator, I don't know, it seems to me that it's outfitted for someone to have a short stay in there. The board members continued to mill around the shed and outside the RV. they would move things around, touch things, and rearrange the area. Now, in this time of pandemic, you really don't want strangers touching your stuff. Enjoy the Journey life will go out and move their things back, and sure enough, the board members would come back later and rearrange things again. This made our RV couple feel picked on and targeted.
And this is when things really started getting creepy, because one of the park board members would walk in the empty lot next to us and have her cell phone out and recording,
taking pictures of us.
Yeah, and then walking back behind the lot that we're in, which apparently is called a common area, right? And walking back around behind the RV.
Well, she did it a lot. We're overstepping their rights.
Well, touching our stuff,
yeah.
but also taking pictures, and also the comments again.
Discussing all of our things. It's like it was really overstepping.
According to our RV couple, the board members are known as the park rangers, and the one lady, they even call her Barney Fife. One day, the lady, known as Barney Fife, came over and refunded her gift certificate that they had gave them. Remember, I told you this information would come in handy later.
So one of the board members that we gave the gift certificates to, she is known in the park as Barney Fife. They joke around and they call her Barney and her one bullet gun. So it's kind of a joke, a running joke. I don't know if she knows about it.
Or the board members are known as the park rangers because they're always looking for...
They're that bad.
Yeah, looking for things that you're violating.
Yeah,
so
it's that bad. They even dig in the garbage.
Yeah, like, that's right.
They're weird. Okay. Okay, so Barney comes over and returns the gift certificates that we bought them as a thank you.
Yeah, and had some awkward reasons for that. And
I don't want to offend you, but here's your gift certificates back.
Apparently, the milling around got even more frequent. They were complaining about everything, even things that they had, stored underneath the RV and around the RV. Our couple even went out early one morning and asked if they could just give them a heads up if they were going to be around and to check out things because, hey, you're disturbing us. The one gentleman replied was, we are the board, as if that made it less aggravating.
And advised her that it was us, the board of directors, completing our annual review. She got very aggressive with him, which I never even laid eyes on him, and stated he should not be behind her RV unless he had called or texted her. That's not exactly how it went down. He tried to explain we're on common ground and not the space she rented. She got more aggressive, and said if he had any common courtesy, he would have texted her and to text or notify her in the future.
Like somebody's back there. Oh, can we get a little heads up next time maybe? Instead of just going back behind our RV, like a text or something? This is the first time.
So I was like, oh, if you could just give us a heads up. He's like, well, we're on the board. I mean, it was very...
It's dismissive.
Yeah.
Unlike our last incident that I talked about with the RV Miles, the police were called, but not by the RV park. That's right, our RV couple called the police. Now, this is an ongoing saga. So far, has been 2 videos on this. The first video laid everything out, and then there was a second that came later. The second video was pretty much a synopsis or a rehashing of the same stuff with a little bit extra added in. There's yet a third video to come. I can only assume that the third video will once again be a rehashing of everything all over again with a little bit of extra stuff thrown in. It seems to me that they take bits that they edited out of the original video and then add some more stuff in later. The first video gained lots of traction. As you can see here, their other videos get decent views, but this one took off. I can see them taking the jumping views from this video and taking advantage of the success of the drama. I have a feeling they will be milking this for all it's worth. We all know that some travel videos are good. Some RV tips, good views. But everyone knows that drama is the biggest draw. It's YouTube, baby. We are all also very aware that once the name of the park is revealed, there will be a backlash. Oh, the joys of social media. I will follow this unfolding drama. I don't really expect too much more new information to be revealed. Leave me a comment. What do you think? Are RV parks something to avoid? Is it always like this, or does the pandemic play a role? Have you had an experience with an HOA? All right, now here's what I think. Nice place, good spot, a pandemic. None of that would make me deal with the homeowners association. Not even for a month. Hell, not even for a week. Here's the biggest thing. Now, all the wheeled wonders consistently let us know that full-time RVing is better than living in a sticks and bricks. One of the big advantages they brag about is their home has wheels. If they don't like their neighbors or get a strange vibe, they can simply drive away. Why put up with this shit? Do people stay strictly for some content? If you talk the talk, walk the walk. Walk your ass to the driver's seat and do what you brag about. Leave. This is Blind Views, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.
Loud.